Well, I'm Alli. I'm a junior and I'm majoring in psychology. Coming from Maryland, I was really nervous about being so far from home, but I definitely found that community really quickly. I had a family emergency 3 weeks into my freshman year in which I had to just bolt to the airport, email my RA saying I'd be gone and I didn't know when I was coming back. And I was really worried about missing school and everything. But by the time I got off the plane in Maryland, I'd gotten an email from my RA that he had sent emails to my RF, my academic dean, and my academic dean had forwarded me all the emails he had sent to all of my teachers. And so they were all ready to have a conversation with me about coming back and how I'd get all my work done and my deadlines and everything. So I didn't even have to worry about that, and I just didn't even have to ask for that help, and he went and gave it to me. And then what was really great was when I came back after about a week and a half of being gone, and my new friends from freshman dorm, who I'd only known for about 3 weeks, had made me a really big sign that said, "Welcome back, Alli," and they left Oreos and peanut butter and a little stack on my bed, and they knew that that was a good comfort food for me. We'd kind of go to the dining hall and eat them sometimes. It was nice having it in my room, and we all enjoyed them. It was really nice. I was really surprised to have made such good friends 3 weeks into the year, but that's what Stanford did for me. It really just immersed me in a community that was really, really welcoming. Well, my room felt immediately like home when I got in there and realized the roommate that Stanford had wonderfully assigned to me was the only other redhead in the entire dorm. So we were the redhead room, and it actually worked out. We didn't only have matching hair colors. We actually were really good roommates, and we roomed together our sophomore year too. The same home aspect as my older brothers playing jokes on me. I came back from a weekend away one time, and my friend Sam had put my stapler in Jell-O, and it was melting on my desk when I got back. It was something I was used to, coming back to having boys play pranks on me, but it was at Stanford, not at home, so it was really surprising and really comforting in a weird way. My stapler has never been the same since, though.
Hi, my name is Davey Feder. I'm from the Bay Area originally, about an hour north of here in Marin County. I am going to be a junior here. I'm 20 years old, and I'm a science, technology, and society major. So one of the coolest things I think about the housing program here is how much of a community and how quickly that community sort of forms. It's really from, as like cliche as it sounds, like the very first day, actually the moment you walk in, because your dorm staff over the summer, they actually get copies of photos of every single person who lives in that dorm. And so as you're moving in, you're with your parents, you're like bringing all the stuff from your car. They already, as soon as they see you, it's like, oh my god, Davey's here, and like instantly, like it's a little thing and you wouldn't think it would make such a huge difference, but having like 9 people already shouting your name and like knowing little bits about you, and then when you walk through them in the hall as you're moving in, there's like, hey Davey, what's up? Having that like little connection even from the very start just like makes a world of difference in making that dorm already start feeling like home and not like a foreign place that you've just moved into, but somewhere where, you know, you're recognized and you're wanted and a part of the community there. So every dorm has a dorm lounge sort of in the center of the dorm. It's really cool. It sort of becomes like a living room, a common space for the dorm. You've got like foosball, ping pong, little piano, couches, TV. It just becomes a really, really nice area where a lot of people really end up spending a lot of their time here. And I think one of the really cool things about the lounge is that it also really helps to facilitate an incredibly cooperative academic environment, which is I think something that's huge at Stanford. Stanford is not a competitive academic environment, it is cooperative. And so the dorm lounge really helps to facilitate that. Because at any given night, you know, it's 1 a.m., let's say, and you've got, you know, those 5 students on that side working on their Math 51 problem set, and then those 10 are all writing essays, sitting on the couches, and every so often they, you know, switch papers and try to edit them and make sure they're all still making sense and still writing coherent English.
So my name is Julia Brownell. I am from Menlo Park, California, so very close by. I am going to be a sophomore next year, and I am probably going to major in human biology, though I'm not declared yet. My freshman year, I lived in a 4-class dorm, and my resident fellow, who is the professor, who lived in an apartment attached to the end of my hall, so he was sort of living in the dorm with us. He offered a class, a short story seminar. He's a English professor, specifically he teaches in the Power department of the program in writing and rhetoric. So he offered this short seminar to anyone in the dorm. One of the RAs was also involved in planning it, and it was a 1-unit class, so there were about 8 of us in the dorm who would meet every Thursday night in our dorm lounge, and we had just read one story each week. There was no other homework. It was really low key, but we met and we were really able to talk about the story, and our RF had really great insight because he used to write short stories before he became a professor at Stanford. So he actually had us read one of his stories. He had us read some of the stories that his colleagues when he was in college had written. So he had some really cool insights, and it was really relaxed because we were all just hanging out in our dorm. I really got to know the people in the class. We had the opportunity in my dorm to invite a faculty member over for dinner on a Tuesday night in the dining hall. So I was extremely nervous about it. I thought I wouldn't invite anyone, but I ended up getting up the guts to ask my IHUM TF, who ran my discussion section, over for dinner that night. So when she came over to the dining hall, I was extremely nervous, but she was really nice, and it was a great opportunity for me to have an organized way to talk to her outside of class, so I wasn't so nervous because there was a purpose to it. And when we started having dinner, sitting down and talking, it was really easygoing. We talked, yes, about the class, but we managed to also talk about more personal things, about her moving to California. We talked about her research. We talked about sort of what I was doing at school. And it was just a great way to have a good conversation with a professor or a teacher that I never would have otherwise had the guts to do outside of class. It was also just fun to have them come to our dorms or see where we live.